Good morning, everybody. Hey, welcome to Tuesday, January 5th. Yesterday, man, it was a little rough ride. We'll talk about that this morning when Dave gets on the line. Let me remind you now, at the beginning of the year is a great time to analyze your portfolio, make sure that you've got it allocated properly. It's a great time for a second opinion. Give me a call at 863-382-0037 to schedule your financial x-ray. January is a great time to do that. And then you can go to my website, statlerfinancial.com. I have a link to my calendar there where you can schedule your own risk analysis. So look forward to that. And we're looking forward to our conversation with Dave to figure out what in the world happened yesterday.
105.7 Light FM. We were on the phone talking about vaccine appointments and other things of great import and almost let the record run out. It's 8:38. We really aren't talking much about vaccine appointments. If you got one, congratulations. Let's go downtown and find out what's happening to your money. Statler Financial Services in downtown Sebring. Phillip Statler is standing by this morning, and we were gabbing about vaccine appointments, Phillip, because there really ain't a whole heck of a lot going on economically today, is there?
No, there's really not. We got a few, I don't know, facts or circumstances or whatever with yesterday's hit the all-time high and then fall like a rock scenario. So it seems to me that one of the facts that I thought was interesting is that this is the first trading day of a year since 2016 that we've finished down for the day.
Well, ain't you just full of merry sunshine this morning?
Well, it's kind of tough to be anything other than that when we had the day we had yesterday. I mean, we saw the Dow down as much as over 500 points yesterday. So it was just a not a great day. And everything that I see tells me that it's because of several different factors, right? We've got the Senate runoff race in Georgia today. Well, that's adding to the concerns because, you know, that's a big deal. And Wall Street's dumping money into the Republican side because, you know, they don't want capital gains taxes to go up, and that's a big deal. So that's one thing. We get more concerns about the pandemic. You know, it's got that new iteration that's out there now, and so that's causing bigger concerns. And so all that, and the vaccine's not getting out as fast as people want it to. And so all of that contributed to just not a good day yesterday.
Absolutely. Setting the table to quantify that bad day yesterday, the Dow fell 383 points yesterday. NASDAQ was off almost a full 190, and the Standard & Poor's was off by 55.5. Everything down by more than a full percent. Standard & Poor's down by almost a full 1.5% yesterday. The overwhelming thing, and I think you pretty much characterized it, and you can summarize what you just said, is just waking up on the wrong side of the bed for the first trading day of the year. And there was a lot of concern over the Georgia runoff because a poll came out shortly after we got off the air yesterday morning saying that the Democratic candidates in Georgia for the runoff election today have an ever so slight lead in the polls. And something we keep repeating, Wall Street doesn't have a political bent, but they like divided government because it means things don't move very fast. So a 51 seat majority for the Republicans in the Senate would make Wall Street perfectly happy because it's going to swing the momentum to the point where nothing's going to get done, and if there's any change, it'll be ever so slightly to the left, and that wouldn't hurt Wall Street's feelings a bit.
No, it really wouldn't. And so that becomes the deal. You know, money does, like you said, money doesn't care about politics. It just wants to make more money. And so that's really what they're looking at there, is trying to determine what that means. And today's election is a big deal when it comes to that. And so the big concern is, will it actually be settled today, or will it be like the presidential election and continue on for a couple of days of counting before we really have an answer to that question?
Oh, God save us, but I am afraid it may end up doing that because they were counting, quote, millions of mail-in ballots, because it should be said that Georgia's using the same protocol they did for the general election for the runoff election. There's a running ton of mail-in ballots, and oh yeah, that's right. Takes a little while to count those in a state that doesn't let them count them first, like Florida does.
Exactly. So that's going to be a big thing today. Is going to continue to weigh on the markets. The other thing that I think is going to weigh on us is it will the world markets as well, and that's the UK. British Prime Minister Mr. Johnson has basically imposed a national lockdown. I mean, like way back at the beginning type of lockdown. Like you can't leave your house unless you're going for essentials. You have to go to work because you can't work from home. You got to go to the doctor. You got to escape domestic abuse, or that's it. That's it. That's the only reason you can be out.
I had a friend who just got back from visiting kinfolk over in Great Britain and just got back by the skin of her teeth getting to the airport. And they actually even have roadblocks now in the area to prevent people from driving around. They aren't taking this thing anything less than deadly serious over there.
Well, that's true. So I look at it and think, okay, if that's if that's the way the Britons are doing it, how long will it take before that crosses over the English Channel to Europe? And we start to see those people doing the same thing. And they've got to tell you, that's not going to be good for the world economy.
Not going to be good for our markets either, because they are a major trading partner of ours. And Great Britain's concerned. Also, they're talking about over there, they aren't as optimistic that the vaccine collection that we've got is going to be as effective on that new strain of COVID-19 either. So consequently, we've got that additional blend into the mix. Oh, son of a gun. Maybe we have a vaccine question now on top of a growth pandemic over in Europe.
Talk about me giving bad news. Man, you're just heavy too.
Maybe we ought to just find some meds and go on and tell people what things are doing. Hey, you did have one bit of company news that was kind of interesting. I didn't hear about a year or so ago. We had big news that a whole bunch of big companies, Berkshire Hathaway, Amazon, a whole bunch of household names, had decided they were basically going to self-insure and do their own insurance plan. That kind of fell apart. How comes it?
Well, here's the deal. And it wasn't really for them, those three. It was to actually package and put together a health plan and to help lower health costs around the country.
Yeah, they had on syndicating it, I know, and making it an offering across platforms.
It did. And time flies when you're having fun, Dave, because this actually happened 3 years ago.
That long? Lord, I only remembered about a year or so ago. Time does fly when you don't know what you're doing, huh?
So anyway, by the end of January, they are going to disband. And that is Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway, and JP Morgan, their joint venture for a company called Haven Health is being disbanded and will no longer exist after the end of January. So that's one of those good ideas that just didn't quite work out. Those three major companies just couldn't get it put together.
I wonder what did they say any reason why? Economic feasibility, or is it just the egos of big companies getting
egos of big companies for the most part? Because here's the deal. You would think if they're going to do a joint venture that they would put all their effort into that joint venture. No. Each company was doing their own thing outside of the joint venture also. Go figure.
Okay. And that pretty much leads us into a kind of blasé start to the day with a blasé ending to yesterday. We mentioned everything down by a point to a point and a half yesterday. We're looking at Georgia. We're looking at no real news to speak of that can buoy up the market this morning. And unfortunately, when you get in circumstances like this, the only thing traders tend to do is sell. Kind of looks like we're either sitting steady or selling again this morning. 45 minutes before we open, where are we going, Phillip?
Dave, it looks like we're going to kind of continue, not as bad, but at least start the day off in the red like we did in the day yesterday. We got the Dow down 0.1%. We've got the S&P 500 down 0.2%. And then we've got the NASDAQ down 0.33%. So everything's in the red right now, except if I go to the commodity side of the spreadsheet, we're looking okay. We've got silver up another 0.75%. Back up to $27.55 an ounce. We got gold up 0.33% to $19.52 an ounce. And then crude oil is up 1.3% from where it closed yesterday, 48.27 a barrel. I think that's down from where you and I started talking yesterday morning.
I think so. It's in the same neighborhood, but I think it's off a little from yesterday morning's number. I'm kind of reacting to gold. We're actually trending in a direction where you might get above $2,000 an ounce again by the end of the month.
Well, we are. We've got Bitcoin too bouncing back up 1.5% this morning to $31,700.
And cool. World markets, it was a mixed bag on the Asian rim. No great directional trend that you could pick up on the Asian rim overnight last night. Europe's kind of split. Great Britain, as we were talking about, they're pretty much holding steady. They had a red tinge earlier this morning. Right now they're flat zero. Germany is saying, oh no, looking across the channel, and they're trading off this morning by about 0.8%. This is one of those times, Phillip, where it just kind of makes the point strongly. You can't always control what's going on. And even smart stock picking sometimes goes awry because you can't control the world economy. That means controlling risk is in the offing, and I know you're good at helping people figure out how much they've got. How do I find you to analyze my retirement?
Absolutely, Dave. It's a great time. It's January. It's a new year. It's a great time for a second opinion to make sure you don't have too much risk in your current portfolio. To do that, give us a call at 863-382-0037 to schedule your financial x-ray. You can also go to our website, statlerfinancial.com. Follow us on Facebook because we repeat this show every day on Facebook. And you can do that by just looking up Statler Financial Services. And then, of course, join us this weekend for the Statler Financial Radio Show, 6 a.m. and noon on Saturday, 10 a.m. Sunday morning on Highlands News Talk 730.
Got you there. We'll see you tomorrow morning right here on Light FM at the same time. Fair enough?
Fair enough, man. You have a great day.
Thank you much. It's 105.7 Light FM and Statler Financial Services. Phillip Statler.
Hey, everybody. I want to thank you again for joining us today as we continue to move into 2021. I hope you'll join me every day to get your market update and to figure out what direction we may be going. Have a great day. I look forward to speaking to you guys again tomorrow. Bye now.